Tonight at the top, we're going to have an update on yesterday's breach of security and chase at the Corpus Christi Naval Air Station that ended with base security personnel shooting a man to death. The Nueces County medical examiner has now identified the suspect as a 37-year-old man, Daniel King, from Corpus Christi. This is our top story. Tonight, police say King started the crime spree on SPID near Everhart. They say it was just after 7 a.m. when a woman told police that she was filling her car with gas when King jumped into her vehicle and sped off. He then drove all the way to the south gate of NAS Corpus Christi and Flower Bluff, leading base security personnel on a chase before crashing into a barrier at the north gate on Ocean Drive. The crash caused the vehicle to catch fire. He jumped out and reportedly charged at security personnel, who decided at that point to use deadly force. These photos were taken by base personnel following the crisis. Investigators still don't have a motive or an explanation for King's behavior yesterday.